a satellite. You make me feel like the sun is blasting out a ray of light, ray of light. You got me like, ooh. You got me like.
Hello, everyone. I'm Larry Ridley, and this is the NFL on EA Sports. Today's matchup features one of the best passing offenses in the NFL. The Raiders are top 10 in pass yards, and they're going up against the Chiefs, who will need to be ready to cover a lot of space.
All right, Larry, after an off-season of questions, football is back here in the East Bay at Oakland, California. The scene a few moments ago, here it is. It's unlike any other in sport as both teams made their way out of the tunnel. These folks are fired up as their guys are ready to do battle between the Kansas City Chiefs and the Oakland Raiders. The NFL season has hit high gear, and off we go in Week 11 on EA Sports. That's fielded in the end zone. First and 10, here's Mahomes. And the Chiefs are going to get him. Ryan Carruthers getting in there from his defensive tackle spot to snow him under for a loss of 4. Offense needs something here on second down. It is second and long. Time running out here on the play clock. On second down, here's Mahomes. And he rifles one incomplete. The Pro Bowler DeAndre Hopkins, the intended receiver. And that takes us from second to third down.
Had an open man that time, but ended up putting a little too much heat on it, don't you think, partner?
Absolutely. Just needed a touch more air under it. Instead, he fired an absolute bullet. On third and long, it's Mahomes. Brought in here by Tyler Eifert. And he will have a first down here at about the 40. They call it a gain of 19, and it moves the chains.
They've got good playmakers on the offensive side of the ball. I don't know what happened last week to really hurt their performance and hold down their production, but I would dare say that this week in practice, there's a lot of talk about how they're going to increase their proficiency.
And that was a good start getting the playmakers involved. You mentioned that to me pregame. That's what they did there.
Yeah, I think a lot of people think the coaching staff really gets on them, and that's how they motivate them. Most of these guys are self-motivated. They have a lot of pride in their performance.
On second down, Freeman. And he'll be brought down at the 48-yard line. It's a 7-yard gain there, and it's good enough to move the chains.
Well, he does it at a high level, doesn't he? Because when I watch him, I think of his vision. Straight ahead, peripheral. Also has that sense of where holes are going to be before they actually open. I think that helps set him apart from many of the other backs in the league.
And able to push his way forward here for a good little gain. Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be second down.
It's really simple to say that they know their identity, that they are a passing team. But one of the reasons that they're so successful, they know how to mix in the run and make sure that they keep the defense off balance and not able to just simply say, let's go get the quarterback and disrupt things.
They get 6 on the pickup there as the drive will continue. And a new set of downs here after picking up the first on the ground. They'll need to get the play off quickly. Mahomes now on first down. Pryor has it complete. And heavy contact. He is knocked down hard. The completion good for 3, and it's second down.
When you see zone defense and you know you've got a drag route on as your primary call, you've got to be really careful as a passer about how far you let your guy go because he might wander into some tough coverage.
And he'll be knocked down sideways. Call it a gain of a couple, and that's going to leave him with a third and about 5.
In order to play really good run defense when you're playing a 3-4, those 3 guys up front, the nose tackle and the guys they call the defensive ends, They're usually big, big people because they're going to have to eat up a lot of blockers because it's usually 5-on-3. And when they do their job well, guys who play on the inside, those inside linebackers, they're able to just roam and hit.
Now with just 1 second showing on the play clock, we're going to get a timeout. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. Play number 9 now on this pretty long opening drive, but this is 3rd down. From the gun, it's Mahomes. And he's going to be taken down. Pressure gets there back at the 39-yard line. Vic Beasley, he's the one to get him, and that's sack number 7 for him on the year. And on their first drive, the offense staying out there. They're going to go for it on 4th.
Hurry up, here we go. No.
They'll go for it. It's Mahomes. And he's got the completion to Hopkins. The decision to go for it pays off, and now they're set up 1st and goal. Well, we know he's got the speed there. He needed the speed and the hands. A great catch.
And because of that speed, you have to respect it as a defender. So you have to either play off or make sure you're somehow in contact with him, and he's able to do exactly what you said. Use the speed to his advantage and go up and get the football. That's a big-time play right there.
Ready to go now in the second quarter. Brandon Gaudin, Charles Davis. It's the Raiders in possession of the football, and they've got it here with a 1st down. Long drive. The defense just cannot seem to catch a break and get off the field. They'll run here with Freeman. And the reinforcements come in as they're going to stop him behind the line. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's 2nd down.
Every year I go to the combine and marvel at the speeds that linebackers are running nowadays. They run like DBs. And let's face it, they know how to finish plays too. Eyes up, head up, run right through
12 yards is the pickup there. And that's going to bring up an interesting 3rd and goal. 2 straight shots on the ground. Now on 3rd, do you go to the air?
I think the possibility exists, and if you're doing it, you're probably going play action since you ran it twice.
And he's in. Touchdown, Raiders. Devontae Freeman, his 9th touchdown of the season. And the Raiders drive right down the field and score on the opening drive. Oh, I was just about to say he hadn't missed an extra point all season, but there it is. His first miss, no good. Here's Hopkins now out to kick it away. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. They start the drive with Cook. And he's got room. Through an opening, and there he goes. And he finally goes down, but not before reaching the 21. They run again on 1st down. Cook. And he'll at least get him inside the red zone here, down to about the 19. 3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down.
Well, if the coaching staff's doing a good job upstairs, they'll file away what they just saw from the defense right there. They sold out to stop that running play. I'd say keep that in mind. They want to try that again, go play action, hit them over the top.
Now a Bay Area native from up in Berkeley. This is Marshawn Lynch. And he'll get this down only to the 18. Just a 1-yard pickup there, and it's going to make it 3rd down at 6.
Well, so many times we look at a short run and we praise the offense for trying to set the tempo and establish things, but the defensive guys, hey, they just won the battle there. It wasn't a big run given up. They don't always have to absorb the body blows. Sometimes they dish them out themselves.
Throwing on 3rd down, Smith. Trying to get it to Beckham, and it's intercepted. Zach Cunningham with a pick. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
Brandon, this is why golfers do their best to never count a score in their head before the ball goes in the cup. This looked like a slam dunk for points on this drive, didn't it? Instead, they throw an interception, and they're going to come away empty.
The drive will start with a carry by Devontae Freeman. And shutting him off, now open field. Devontae Freeman, they're not going to get him. The 40, 20, 10. And he cuts it back right, and he's got it. And all the way in. Touchdown, Oakland. Devontae Freeman, 93 yards. And the Raiders are able to strike quickly for 6. And with that carry, he's already over 100 yards here in the first half.
And, partner, you know exactly what he's saying to his teammates right now, right? Especially to the play caller.
Give me the ball.
Again, and again, and again. It's not that heavy, sir. I'll take it.
And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. So now here are the Chiefs as their offense makes their way back out onto the field. Already down 2 touchdowns here in the first half. This becomes a pretty important drive, doesn't it?
It certainly does, and a lot of teams script plays. We know that, right? They have a script to start the ball game, and typically those scripts go between 12 and 24, 25 plays. Down 2 touchdowns early, probably not very deep into their script. I think that they'll stay with it. I don't think they'll abandon it just yet and try and generate some offense on this drive.
Anything. At least 3 points, get that 0 off the board. First down, here's the run with Cook. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. That one good for 12 yards into Kansas City first. We've seen him break off a big run already in this game, and for a second, that one looked like it might be another.
Yeah, I think that any defense would say, look, we can't let him get to the second level because sometimes he'll break off the big run on his own, but oftentimes you get additional blocking at the second level, which gets you deeper into the secondary.
A good pickup there, 26 yards.
Looked like the defense put pretty good pressure on him, but he's able to flush out to his right to try and evade people. On the run, had to get on his horse. Still accurately throws a nice pass.
He rifles one that's intercepted. Zach Cunningham with a pick. And the return just out across the 15 to the 16-yard line.
So that's back-to-back drives where they're throwing an interception. Ordinarily, we look at the offense and say, what's going on with your scheme? Maybe we should look at the defense and just give them a whole lot of credit. They've got them frustrated right now.
They'll run with Freeman here to begin the drive. Oh, and now he bowls him over. Devontae Freeman, they're not going to get him. The 20. And he cuts it, and he'll take it into the end zone for a Raider touchdown. Devontae Freeman on his way to a monster game. 3 first-half touchdowns. And the Raiders add 6 to their lead. And he atones for his miss the first time around as this one is up and good to extend their lead. Here's Hopkins now out to kick it away. And this will get out of bounds. No worries there, though. That still goes as a touchback. Now the Chiefs offense, they get ready to head on the field. And some dangerous territory. You're already down 3 scores. A 3-and-out here or an inability to put any points up. This one might be over by half.
Yeah, and what you also have to guard against is calling every play for a big shot downfield. You know, thinking you're going to get all these points back on one drive. You're not. And last time I looked, it's still the first half. I'm not saying you have ultimate patience here, but you also don't have to go ahead and force everything either.
That's a good chunk of yardage. It's going to be canceled out.
And we always talk about hidden yardage in a game. That's going to count as that because now it doesn't go on the books, but now they have to make that up again, don't they?
Cook following the penalty. And he will make his way back to where he started from, and that's all, as we will make our way to the 2-minute warning. 2 minutes to play here in the first half. We'll come back to Oakland after this. Here's Smith now on second down. Able to avoid him at the 40. Over the middle to Beckham. And he's brought down after a good game. Now after the completion, we're going to get a timeout, an injured player. We'll take a break and get a report from Oakland after this. And now a first down following that long gain. first toss of the game here for the backup Barkley. Open receiver, that's David Njoku. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. Back-to-back nice gains. That one for 14 yards and another first. Here's Barkley. That's Njoku over the middle. And they're able to get this one past the 30 down to the 25. Another big gainer that time. This one goes for 19 yards. Now Barkley. The swing pass caught. And he's brought down after a good gain. That one goes for 24 yards.
Partner, it's a lot of fun watching the NFL now, isn't it? Because when the big fella runs routes, it used to be when we were kids, he'd run about 3 different routes, and that was it. Now he can run anything.
And he's going to take it into the end zone for a Chiefs touchdown. A great effort there with touchdown number 12 on the year. And the Chiefs are able to cut into this lead. It's up, it's good, and that'll cut the lead to 21-7. Morstead, the punter, out to kick it off. This is taken at his 4. And now Oakland ready to take the field. And coming off a one-play drive that was so deflating for the defense, what's their mentality? How do they rally here and stop this offense?
Well, hopefully there's some determination that sets in because they weren't ready to go on the last one. Give all the credit to the offensive guys for getting it done, but to allow a run of that length, that's just not being prepared. So now, are they determined? Are they ready to read their keys and make the proper plays?
And we'll see how determined they are. And not a whole lot doing there as he'll get it up to about the 28-yard line.
Well, he was looking for some running room, and there wasn't a whole lot of it there on that play. I think he was lucky to get a couple of yards out of it. So those defenders, they were rallying to the football pretty quickly.
Devontae Freeman, they're not going to get him. And all the way in. Touchdown, Oakland. Devontae Freeman on his way to a historic performance, 4 first-half touchdowns. And the Raiders add on to their lead. And his kick is good. Here's Hopkins now out to kick it away. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. Here's the Kansas City offense now as they get set to take over. And what do you think goes on here in this situation? If you got the football, you're trailing, you're back in your own territory with just a little time. Do you try something?
You're thinking about jump-starting your team, right? You just mentioned it. They're down. They're trying to get back into the game. But you got to figure if something goes wrong, you may have put yourself in a spot where you may not be able to come back in the second half. Managing risk is a big decision here.
And now off to the races down the right side. And oh, so close as he takes it all the way to the 2-yard line. A big play there just before halftime. 76 yards. Now a timeout taken. Perhaps a chance for one more quick play and then another timeout if they hurry. We'll see. A first update now from Cincinnati. And the Bengals out to the early advantage. That one tight to this point, and you'd have to imagine it'll stay tight throughout. Back to throw here. And that is caught for the touchdown, Kansas City. David Njoku in the final seconds of the first half. And the Chiefs are able to draw a bit closer.
Terrific. Touchdown. I know we've got a game now.
Yeah, I think anytime you go to the second half down just 1 or 2 scores, you feel not where you want to be, but in a pretty good spot.
And I think for most teams, when they go into the half in this situation, it's not a lot of adjusting going on. It's much more, all right, guys, let's just play a little bit better than we did in the first half.
Now Dawson for the extra point. It's up and good, and it's now 28-14. Morstead, the punter, out to kick it off. This one fielded at the 5. And he'll be brought down at the 23, make it the 24-yard line. Now it looks like we've got a Raider here, slow to get up. We'll take a break and get a report from Oakland after this. And they line up now for what will likely be the last play of the first half. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he's going to be taken down here as that will lead us to the end of the first half of play. So we've reached halftime here in Oakland with the Raiders on top, as we will send you eastward to Orlando and Larry Ridley. He's standing by with our EA Sports halftime report. Take it away, Larry. This is fielded at the goal line. Oh, he's got a little... Odell Beckham Jr., the 30, 10, 5, and all the way in for a Kansas City touchdown. Odell Beckham taking it goal line to goal line, 100 yards. And the Chiefs are able to get this back within a touchdown. He's got it, and they're back within a touchdown at 28-21. So let's try this again. After the kick return TD, here's yet another kickoff. That'll be taken in the end zone. And he'll take this one near the 25, call it the 26-yard line. So here comes the Raiders offense getting ready for their first possession of the second half. They have the lead now. They'll be looking to extend that lead.
And this is where I enjoy talking about one of my favorite subjects, tendency breakers, or counters as I also like to call them. You've done things in a certain way in the first half, and they've had the ability to see what you've done. They're going to make their adjustments. So guess what? You adjust yourself and try and stay ahead of the pace because you are looking for some separation in this ball game.
The adjustment to the adjustment.
Without a doubt. Show them one thing, hit them with something else.
The Raiders on third down. They've been okay, 2 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and 10. The play clock's running down. Now flags will come in. I think this one's going to be on the defense for jumping. The Raiders on third down. They've been okay, 2 for 3 thus far. This will be 3rd and 5. Working from the gun, Mahomes. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off at the 36. And his guys are going to get the football at the 37-yard line. First possession of the third quarter, an interception, so maybe a second-half tone setter.
Indeed, and not the tone they wanted to set. That's the equivalent of running out the wrong door and running into your pool instead of running out onto the field. A real dud for that one.
Has that happened to you before?
No, but I've heard stories about teams actually doing that back in the good old days. This is what happens sometimes when you abandon the running game. It's hard to get back to it because once guys get out of that mentality of firing out and hitting people, hard to get them started again occasionally.
Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. And the hit jarred it loose. It's incomplete. The turnover put him in great field position. They don't want to squander it with third down coming up.
No, not at all. And you know what else you do? You make your defense mad.
Yeah.
They got you the football, gave you a great opportunity. You got to cash in and get some points.
And he couldn't hang on to it through the contact. Incomplete.
You get a tight end like this, and you know he's used to dishing out punishment, but here, he's one that has to absorb the contact, and as a result, unable to hold on to the football.
On to try the field goal now, Phil Dawson. From the left hash, this from 53 yards out. And this is right down the middle as he puts it through. And high fives for that one as that drive ends in 3. So after the pick, they can't capitalize for 6, but they do get 3.
And I know in this situation, most of us want to focus on the offense. You know what side of the ball I played on. Let's give that defense a lot of credit, taking it over in a sudden change situation and shutting them down.
And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line. And now Oakland ready to take the field. And we have seen a lot on the scoreboard here in this quarter. So sometimes you talk to me about tendency breakers on offense. These defenses struggling. Are there tendency breakers on defense?
All defensive coordinators keep something in their hip pocket for these types of situations. What can we do to slow down the onslaught? But the biggest thing is making sure these guys encourage each other, pick themselves up, because right now it's been a really tough ball game trying to stop these offenses.
Oh, it really has, especially as of late. Freeman again, a first down carry. And he's going to take this one up only to about the 44-yard line. Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9.
Nice job by that defensive front there to hold him to a short gain on first down. Well played, I must say.
Yeah, only getting 1 yard. There was no room to run. Play clock winding down. He didn't even try to signal for a timeout, so they must have not been aware of the numbers.
I think he lost track of the time left in the play clock and probably was trying to read the defense and trying to figure out which play to run and just lost track, and it cost him.
After the penalty, here's Freeman. And able to get a couple as he's across the 40 to the 41.
The best defensive linemen, they play with great leverage so they can get low and not get bowled over by offensive linemen. They have excellent hands. They can throw people off on a play. We just saw a great example of a really good run stop by a guy playing the defensive tackle position. So while the offense has had a big day, no one on that side of the ball is excited about seeing a loss like that. Their goal, to make every play positive, and when you have a bad one like that, your next goal...
Into a double team, and it's intercepted. Picked off near the 34, and his guys are going to take over at the 34-yard line. That's now his 2nd interception in as many weeks from his linebacker position.
And think about all the different techniques he has to employ in a passing situation. Is he spot dropping because it's zone? Is he picking up man-to-man? Is he having to run with a running back or a tight end? In any event, great eyes, head on a swivel, and excellent hands.
Yeah, versatility and showing those hands.
Pardon me, you know I love to point out when teams break tendency and do something a little bit different from the norm. But when you run the ball in the first play of the drive, that's not a tendency breaker at all. That's just trying to establish yourself as you move forward.
They'll set up a throw. And incomplete there. A nice hit. Jars the ball free and brings up 3rd down. Well, they haven't had a whole lot of success in the passing game here. Now, in the second half, he's thinking, I guess maybe just take a shot deep.
I think you're right. Almost looking for a bailout, isn't he? Can my receiver go up and make a big play for me? Can I create a penalty downfield, maybe pick up an interference call and get that yardage downfield? Anything trying to get going again, but you're right. He definitely took a shot.
A 10th carry in the game for Cook. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. That'll be a loss of 4 yards on the play. And it'll bring up a 2nd and 14. Back to throw. And incomplete on the deep ball. He was trying to get it to his tight end, David Njoku. And it's 3rd down.
One of the toughest things about playing defensive back is pattern reading, trying to figure out what they're doing. And on that one, they had the fly, just sending a guy downfield with the in route accompanying it, what people call a dagger route, trying to hit the guy underneath after the clear out. In this case, though, they're not able to get it done.
Yeah, they said forget the underneath route. They went for the guy on the fly, but as you said, incomplete. Here's a play fake as they set up to throw. Escaping the pressure right. On the run, he'll let it go deep. Right sideline. And a shot taken on 3rd down, unsuccessful. 4th down now.
Partner, the way this offense has marched up and down the field during this game, it's almost a surprise to see an incomplete pass on 3rd down, isn't it?
Yeah, they have had their foot on the gas all game long, but here finally stalling out. They'll try and throw for it here. And able to find Green. And he he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. It's a gain of 21 that time. And that'll be good for a KC first down. So after that big gain, let's see what else the offense has up its sleeve. They'll look to throw here. Caught left side, it's Beckham. Now that play is blown up, losing yardage back at the 35. This will be a 2-yard loss on the play. And it'll be 2nd and 12. Back now in the East Bay. It's the Chiefs with a football, but with work to do on the scoreboard, they trail as we start quarter number 4. Play fake. He'll look to throw. To the right side and complete to Njoku. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. The Chiefs have got the passing game rolling a bit. And another first down. They'll set up to throw. A big hit. Knocked down sideways at the 11-yard line. They get 10 more there, and I believe that'll be enough for another first down. It will. Oh, just play after play after play on this long drive for the offense. Now Cook running right. And he takes this into the end zone for a Chiefs touchdown. A great play there with his 13th touchdown of the year and 2nd of the game. And the Chiefs have taken the lead here in the 4th. He's got it, and this is indeed up to a 3-point lead. Morstead, the punter, out to kick it off. On the return, it's Ted Ginn Jr. And a good return up past the 30, but was it aided by an illegal block or a hold? Let's see. We saw a number of good games earlier today. This one might top all of those. It's been a dandy as we come up on 1st and 10. A 20th carry now for Devontae Freeman. Give him 12 yards that time and an Oakland first down.
Oh, that's one to warm the hearts of all those old school football players, isn't it? Tough, hard, gritty run. Got behind his pads, bowled over a few people. Look at that one, right up the gut.
Saw through 3 quarters, no reason to lighten up now. Time running out here on the play clock. This is Freeman on 1st and 10. And Freeman lost the football. But I think the Raiders are going to be able to hold on to it, yes.
Wow, that ball gets knocked free, but a teammate comes along and scoops it up. It's almost like baseball. Guys at bat, people are on base in scoring position. One guy doesn't get him home. The next guy comes through and picks him up.
And avoids the turnover. That one good for 10 yards. And that is going to set up a 3rd and 1.
Look, the first down marker is out there, but sometimes it's hard to find for an offense when they're in a long yardage situation, which usually means throw the football. In this case, they went against the tendency and ran it. And boy, the reward was there. A big, big pickup. And guess what? It's now 3rd and very short in order to try and pick up a first down.
That one good for 13 and a Raider first down. So the run gets them the first, and now they operate with a fresh set of downs. A handoff, Devontae Freeman. And for one of the few times here today, this run's not going to go anywhere. Officially no gain on the play, and it's 2nd down. The offense certainly looking to score some points, but they also need ball security here late as we get down to the final moments of this one. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he's going to be met at about the 43. It's a gain of about 3, but it's going to leave him with 3rd and still 7 yards to go.
This has been an up and down, back and forth type of a game, hasn't it? Maybe this long drive take a little bit of the wind out of their sails, kind of settle things down a little bit.
And the stop here will come at the 38-yard line. The completion good for only 6, and that'll bring up 4th. Time for a break. We'll come back for the electrifying conclusion after this. One score down. Here we go. They're going to go for it here on 4th down. They run. It's Kamara. And he's able to get the first before he's taken down at the 36. It'll be a pickup of just 2, and they're able to pick up the conversion here on 4th down. So the run moves the chains, and here we go on 1st down.
Let's go! 3-19!
Back to the ground, this time with Freeman. Gave a glimpse of his power that time. And then brought down at the 30. He'll get a nice chunk there on the 1st down run, and it's 2nd and 4.
I like it. I like the call. Still an opportunity to run the football and chew up a little more time off the clock.
Let's go!
Freeman again. And an alley to run. And a cut to the right and some open field here. A big run there. 29 yards and a first. Probably had 60,000 thinking pass right there, including us in the booth.
Yeah, no doubt about it. That was a big call, big guts on that one. And guess what? That run, it'll pay dividends.
And the offense readies for play number 10 of this series. Mahomes now on the sneak. And he is in. Touchdown, Raiders. Patrick Mahomes in the final minute. And the Raiders have moved out in front here in the 4th quarter.
Wow, I know it's a never-say-never situation, but to me, that looks like that's the one that's going to finish them off.
The score that puts them in front here late, but not. You got to rally your kick team, don't you, and say the last thing we need is a big return.
And what happens is guys get overeager, get out of their lane because they're so excited they want to make the last tackle. You mess up, could come back at you a long way.
Checking the NFL scoreboard there in the 4th now in Minneapolis. And it was the Vikings able to take home the victory. A victory there would mean they're 6th on the year. Here's Cook as they begin on the ground. And not a whole lot doing there as he'll get it up to about the 28-yard line. Give him 3 on 1st down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7. Back to throw. Now a desperation throw. And, a crusher there as it's intercepted. Picked off at the 39. And the return out shy of midfield to the 46-yard line.
And that one, it's going to hurt big time. You're in the 2-minute drill trying to get your guys down the field, and it's looking like they're going to come up just short, as this is definitely not his best throw. And it'll wind up being intercepted.
Looks like the defense in press coverage here. Coming left, it's Freeman. They find some open field here. And he'll get this one down near the 20-yard line. And we've got a timeout. 9 seconds remaining.
Do my eyes deceive me, or is he getting stronger as this game moves along?
Burst seems just as good here in the 4th as it was way back in the 1st, doesn't it?
I do believe someone put a lot of time in the offseason and continues to condition during the season in order to continue to carry the ball at this rate.
And the clock will now stop as a timeout is called with 5 seconds left. See if they stay on the ground for 2nd down. Now a handoff. It's Freeman. And they'll get him down right around the 16. And we will get a timeout with 2 ticks left. In need of a conversion on 3rd down. They had the big play to start the drive. Not much sense. Trying the left side with Kamara. And this play gets blown up. They'll lose yardage. Back at the 17. A lot of scoring.